The name of the band is Zeta. The name of the song is La Flora de la Palabra, the flower of the word. And this is his message to us is much love to everybody in this unkind world. That's his message to us. He saw this band in Venezuela live and they rocked his socks off. Let's do this, guys. This looks like it's a live version. Tonto Corazón, muchas gracias para tu donation. Let's go. He's playing the button machine. I don't know what that is, but maybe that's like a DJ thing? Okay, this is making me think of a track way back in the day. What is that? Help me, people. Ah, yes, that's what it is, the Black Magic Woman thing. Okay, gotcha. Here for that kick drum and that bass line keeping us in check. Got a little swarmy there in the lead. I loved it. Right there. I love that pattern. Acid experimental rock a la Black Magic Woman, you know, that Santana vibe. It's like a full acid jam. Funny thing is that the length of this video is 420. Messaging.
A los pueblos y gobiernos del mundo, hermano, no morirá la flor de la palabra, podrá morir el rostro oculto de quien la nombra hoy.
Discover new music at
for
listener-powered
everything
KEXP.
that it represented, Tanto Corazon, this definitely had that acid jam, experimental rocky vibe from Black Magic Woman. I just think, in of itself was its own song, but I think taking that bass track, dun 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 dun, with the mosh. Everything from how they presented themselves, they performed, the lines that they chose to place through it was very nostalgic to that vibe. But it was definitely what is that, Scorpius? Yeah. It definitely had it just was a really big callback to a Santana vibe, but I loved every bit of it, and it's all fat and nostalgic. A lot of people were chirping in on this too, so it definitely, I just had my head bonging with bonging. Probably back in the day when I first heard Black Magic Woman, I was bonging. And that's the subliminal recollection of what that track meant to me. But I like the lead guy. I like the guy that was doing the lead work on that old Les Paul. What was the name of that guitar design too? Guys, help me with that. That Les Paul. It's like Les Paul's first version of like a real authentic metal guitar. Help me with that, guys. What is that guitar design? Let me see if I find it again. Stand by. Let me see if I find what he was. That right there. What is that? Yes, these are the classics, dude. The 420s. The 240s. Oh, shit. Do I got the 420 on my head? Gibson SG. That's it. So, yeah, through and through, the track was Rockmaster. I loved every bit of it. Stop it, SB. Can't help it but laugh at myself. Well, speaking of which, SB, you're up next. Funny enough, we're doing some psychedelic porn. What? SB, your song is now so that you may go on your way and enjoy some time with somebody for a meal. This song is called, oh my gosh, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. I think of a crumpet as something that you eat with coffee or something, isn't it? Isn't a crumpet like a biscuit, but maybe more of an EU kind of vibe? I'm not too sure. Crumpet. Anyhow, Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. The name of the song is March on Faux Pas Romana. Is that like a cheese? Romana cheese? March on Faux Pas Romana. All right, I'm just twisted. So let me see. The message is, good morning, Jeeves in chat. From SB. Another Aussie band that happens to also have the best band name on the planet, in my opinion. Yeah, you're right. These guys are from Perth and have been described as similar to King Gizzard of the Lizard Wizard. Of course, with a name like that. And obviously, by looking at that thumbnail, I think we're in for a visual, exquisite treat of psychedelia. I've seen them as a support for international acts a couple of times now, but now looking forward to seeing them in April on their own. All right. You are the consummate music connoisseur, SB. When you like them, you show up. This track has been out for nearly 2 weeks, and the video is outstanding, although it does depict a lot of violence. All right. Well, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Let's do this, SB. Let's see what she's bringing in the house. Let's go. Oh, crumpets are like a scone. Yeah, that's what it is. And scone is a dentist's dream. Oh, damn, I love that guitar tone. Plus 20 fire damage. Oh, that's the one pianist. I'm sorry.
Destined for a weekend if you live by astrological measures. I act, therefore I am. Thinking's not a cardinal sin, but there's a danger that lingers with every powering synapse.
Hell of a lot of work on the claymation on that.
The objective, targetless with aim yet hungry for precision. I puncture my teeth into a smiling posture that emulates joy. To
love this riff. This part of it. Oh, what a kick-ass turn on the rhythm there, too.
With
just giving me the vibes of
crime. My indestructible mountain, now guarded by a hungry dog, terrorizes my ability to question who is sane. The angels are among us, the animals are at bay. All instincts
very Primus, isn't it?
With an interesting title. Meditation's my mantra.
In its vibe.
Years of rest, words or outlive civilization. With life comes courage.
Badass video, I will say that for sure. But I love the track. God, I love when they just twist a little bit of the rhythm right there. That's badass. Nice arrangement back there with that guitar line. I like a fast vibrato on the guitar on the right side with his lead work. Or his melodic work. Badass, nice and proggy. That was badass. Wow, that was a great little engineering twist. This is definitely going in my playlist. I hear something happening in the back. What a badass piece of music accompanied by an even more badass video. There's no two ways about it. I don't know anything about what it takes, except that I know it takes a hell of a lot of time and energy to do claymation first and foremost. But I feel that even the construction of this track was that clinical. And what I mean by that is I've just yesterday or the other day when I released that video on the Decomposer Lounge about how music's getting too much of this and might be sounding too compressed, too overly engineered and stuff like this. I think what I just heard was probably, like, in my opinion, a sound-saving moment, perhaps in production, when it comes to this kind of metal and this kind of work, where it almost sounded like a wonderfully purified sound of an old-school tone, maybe coming out of a pig nose amp or something. You know, everything was as raw as an authentic. That's why that Primus vibe, too, because Primus is one of those bands, and, you know, the bass player, oh, God, I can't remember his name, forgive me, for Primus. But the very famous bass player really resonates on staying as raw and as organic to sounds as possible, you know, and I think this was a double level up on that, you know, and without a doubt, I know Unforgivable. Who is it? Who am I thinking about? Crispy Bacon amp. Jesus. But yeah, I everything about this track I loved, and it was raw, it was organic, it was powerful, it was uncontrived with the sounds. Loved the. Always gave us a little bit of the people's elbow with a twist every now and then, maybe for a measure of just switching up the drum arrangement, maybe doing like a slight half time in there, so where there was just enough progressive tomfoolery. That's a nice little tagline, progressive tomfoolery, you know. And so I thought it was just absolutely mental. So well done and a nice bring. I dug it. Let's go. Next up, DJ Tambor. How are you in the journey here? DJ Tambor wants us to check out Game OST. You ready? This is Tokyo Xanadu. Tokyo Xanadu is the name of the game. The name of the song is Bravely Storm. Let's see. Composed by Takahiro Unisuga. This track plays in multiple different areas and events in the game. First used inside of the dark labyrinth, dungeon filled with monsters and puzzles that the player has to fight off and solve, and then use for more oh shit type moments where terrible things happen in the story of the protagonist as the protagonist, decides to get serious. DJ, are you in the house? There you are. What's going on, DJ? Sup? Let's go. How are you, Bubba? Let's see what you're bringing us into the house here. Nice ambient, bouncy. Kind of a rave house kind of vibe at the bottom. There's a really nice arpeggiation that's really feeding into the stereo ambience of it. I really like that. Yeah, trance, that's another in that genre of rave, house, dance, trance. But I think, isn't trance more of a description of not the rhythmical value of it, sounding rave dance, but more of the ambient work that we're listening to, with a lot of ethereal ambient tones in the back? That makes sense. Now that makes me understand it a little better, Judgment. I'm almost waiting to go to a major third there. I don't know why. I'm sorry, that's just my head. 2015, okay. Can you guys hear that old TR-808 clap in the back? major to minor. Turnip, that's what my stepfather used to say when he'd go to repair something in a car, something minor, and something goes wrong. He always used to say in his Hawaiian pidgin, "Ho, brah, from major to minor." Anyhow, you know if you know. Anyhow, really fun track. I love the ambiance of it and the ethereal thing of it. And I think actually, finally, for the very first time, now I'm going to wrap my head around the term trance. And the fact that, albeit it has what I consider a recognizable square, 4 on the floor, square kick with some emphasis of something on the 2 and the 4, whether it's a clap or something, hi-hat and arpeggiations going. I think now I begin to have a little more understanding that what that really is about is the arrangements that are focused on the ambient setting of the track, even though there's still that or whatever like that going, but all of that swimminess in the back with unique arpeggiations that have delays and stuff and pads and stuff. So I get that, and I dig that. Does anybody know where, DJ, where does this play in the game? Is it some kind of a, because I don't know it, but is it something that's a fast-paced kind of chase kind of vibe? Because that's what it gave me, at least in its beat per minute presentation, if that makes sense. Something like that. In the meantime, it's inside a dungeon. Wow, inside a dungeon, that's pretty trippy. That must be a pretty trippy dungeon. But inside a dungeon, are they chasing or are they fighting? Is this a boss fight? Or is this a multiple, like you're fighting through, let's say you're in a dungeon, scary mushrooms or bats, or taking a bat and hitting the mushrooms, or something like that? Oh, it's a multiple. Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you very much, DJ. Always good to have you showing up here, hanging out with us. And also hanging around. I like watching every now and then. I don't go into Discord as much, I think, as most people do, but maybe once every couple days I check into the lounge and, certain little things to see what people are talking about and chatting about. It's a really fun community. I like that. Everything from but I mean, it's in everything. It's everything from music to food to, weather. It's just been, I guess it's become a really fun little area for folks to hang out and just talk bubbles. All right, who's next up here is Ink Cynthia. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, one of my more fun moments in the 80s is listening to this band. Not because I wanted to, it was because I had to. In the 80s, I was one of my stupid many things I did in my nomadic life to support my drug habit of surfing and music. I was, dare I say, a bodyguard in an 18-plus dance hall, if you would. That was more about youth-oriented dance and stuff, no alcohol environment kind of vibe. And so this band had a very big impact on the playlist, on the DJs. This is Depeche Mode. This is Enjoy the Silence, but this is live. Surfing, Grandpa? Oh, gosh. And Cynthia is giving me a jab here. Surfing, Grandpa? Maybe you should have some peanut butter or Vegemite. That has nothing to do with the bingo card at all. Okay, let's go, guys. This is Depeche Mode. Enjoy the Silence. This is a live version. Okie dokie. Oof, look at that crowd.
Hey, get up, come on. That's the
What was a really big hit in the 80s there?
Come on, let's see those hands!
Tainted Love, I think, yeah. Is that it?
silence.
Oh, I do recognize a little bit of this, because that's an odd twist in the melody there.
painful to me, pierced right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl.
Roadkill, are you saying that the bass tone is very, really close to the original? The synth tone that they're playing, or are you saying the arrangement is?
Yeah, that's right! Vows were spoken to be broken. Feelings are intense. Words are trivial.
So what we have is a guitar player, 2 keyboards,
So does nothing.
alternating synth work, obviously,
Meaningless and
and a
forgettable.
vocalist,
All I
guitar.
ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary. They can only do harm. Yeah, that's right! All right. I want to hear you all singing. Are you ready?
Signature sound like this is that gallop of the bass as well. Tick at that, tick at that, tick at that, tick at that, tick at that. You know, I guess maybe this was a bigger hit in Europe than America. Everyone's up on their feet on this. All right, drummers roasting. I guess those dropouts are on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike L.
What it's like to play in front of such a huge amount of fans, the people that love your work and emotionally are attached to it and everything. That's mesmerizing. That's why I was kind of drifting off a little bit. I kind of froze up a bit when I was listening to it, because when I get into this experience, there's that little part of me as a composer that what would it have been like to be on stage. And look, the path I got was the path I got, and I'm so grateful for being a composer and being able to, barely pay my phone bill through my life, writing music for a living. But I kind of feel like, if I wasn't so afraid to be on stage. Yet on the other hand, I know all these musicians have some sense of stage fright, and to play in front of people, that just must be such an experience and such an honor. Anyhow, the track, very seductive, very Depeche Mode-y. Now that you guys were popping off some of the names of other hits that they had there, I was going, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. And but one of the things about the band that I do recall, especially from watching them on live, was that they were, very much a synth. Not predominantly, that I shouldn't have said very much, but synth played a very important part of their sound and what they were all about, and the choice of those pads and stabby little keys and stuff that they did there. And but everything too, as I recall, Depeche Mode and bands like that in the 80s really kept close to them. That 4 on the floor, just kick. It was always something that was always very straightforward. The kick, that thing going straight forward. There was no trickery in the rhythm and stuff. It was just to lock you into this and let the arrangements grow from there. So superbly positioned track in my stream right now. It did. It readjusted my head a bit. Agreed, Yeah, I mean, that the synth sound, I think, without a doubt, I think all of you who were born in the 1900s and lived through that era, or if you're more recently just getting involved in the 80s sound of everything that there was in the time, there was that very unique synth sound. That just hearing it, you just hear one. If I had it right now up on my keyboard and I went bring, you would automatically go, oh my God, poofy hair girls like this, and guys with applets and whatever, or whatever the 80s meant to you then. But yeah, I'm just saying, right, Lise? I'm just saying. Okay, next up, let's just keep trudging. Oh, okay. Lisanne's Muse, you are up next. How are you? Are you here with us still? Are you still hanging out? Got a lot of donos today. Lots of donos. So Lisanne's Muse, hi, how are you? It looks like we're going to do a band brought to us by Lisanne's Muse. And this band is going to be Ouri. Ouri? Oh shit, I can see it. I just can't get it out in my mouth. Ouri is the name of the band. The song is High and Choking. The Jacques Green Mix. Happy Valentine's Days to me and all in his message. I just want to thank you and the community. It's been a rough day, and listening to the stream has helped me get up and going. God, I love to hear that. Because it's reciprocal. I'd say at least a third of the times that I start my streams, I'm in kind of like a need to be pulled up. Must pull up. And that's what this journey on the stream does for me and us, I'm assuming, as well. So anyways, here's a sexy track from Ouri, if that's how we pronounce it. Let's go. Let's be lifted, my friend. Here we go. Now, to me, that's a standard rave style kick. Yeah? Euro ravey kind of style. Am I wrong about that? I love those dusty pads where there's a little bit of that edginess to it, like an edgy lo-fi.
I wanna come to you. I just wanna be high with you. Take me to the top, bathe me in the pool.
I like this a lot.
Just wanna feel high.
So there's a little bit of that grittiness and the edginess on some of those pads. It's really unique. Oompa loompa, oompa loompa, oompa loompa. I like this because it's not a lot. Enough to keep this still going. Not a lot of crazy arpeggiations and stuff zipping through here. Yes, I be vibing. French and Lounge House. Never heard of that. I like that. I like the use of that super tiny tinny snare. A teeny tiny tinny snare. You're listening to this, what is your libation of choice? What do you imagine yourself? I'm thinking the spicy Bloody Mary. I mean, with the horseradish. Nice. How they dried that up right there with the reverb. What a great little track. You were right. This was definitely a vibey track. And it was really fun. It was real drifty. And what I had said earlier, what I enjoyed about it is the fact that there wasn't a lot going on there, but there was enough to keep me... I'm like literally... Like I was done. I was just listening and I was done. I was just kind of vibing in it and stuff. And then when some people popped in there and started to say, oh, I kind of hear this on like a Sunday brunch morning at a pub or something like that. I was like, huh, that's unique. Like, that's a trip. So it put me in that mind of like a darker pub vibe, which I kind of missed back in the days when I was younger, you know, doing that like Sunday morning pub crawl. After the Saturday night thing, you know, go over here and have yourself the greasy, you know, what's the name of that sandwich where it would be like ham and jelly and cheese and you'd fry it? There's a name for that sandwich. And wow, what is it? I forgot. And you'd get some of that sandwich in there and then like a hot, spicy Bloody Mary. Not too powerful to knock your socks off, just enough for the hair of the dog to bit you. Monte Cristo. Yes, Cycloid. The Monte Cristo. How many of you guys ever heard of the Monte Cristo, let alone try one? Anyhow, so it had that Sunday morning, enough to get you to want to bebop up this track. and get you back into it, but not enough craziness to make you go, too much, leave me alone, must slow down vibes, you know, kind of thing. You have a Monte Cristo, you guys, is mind-numbing. Yeah, it's a Monte Cristo. It is so freaking delicious. Hang on, I just for shits, Monte Cristo sandwich. I can't spell. Fuck it. Right now. Let me see if. Oops. Let me roll it up there. That right there is a Monte Cristo sandwich. So it's cheese and ham, I think, with. It's like a grilled cheese and ham, and I think, is that what kind of a cheese in the middle? It's another cheese, like a sour cream cheese or something. And you dip that in jelly, as you can see. So that's what a Monte Cristo is. And it is just such ooey gooey goodness on a hangover day. You know? So, yeah, a lot of sick calories on that. But then if you're hungover, you already beat the shit out of yourself, for the night of alcohol abuse. So, you know, you got to just kind of, it's ooey gooey is what it is. And it's sweet. But have that with a Bloody Mary, like a horseradishy laden Bloody Mary. Ooh. Butt cleanser for the win. All right. What do we get back into music? Sorry. I'm that guy. I did do that. Okay, stand by. Let me do a little refreshment here. All right. Next up, Great Sage Sun. How do we do that? Great Sage Sun would like us to listen to a song, I believe, from the band is Kalandra. It's progressive. Let me see what I got here. The name of the song is The State of the World. Okay. And the message is, so many of us are feeling it, so let's sing it. You guys ready? This is from Great Sage Sun. And I hope you're doing well. Great Sage Sun, I don't think is here with us today, but we'll definitely catch up on the VOD. And let's do this. Here I got to get back to YouTube. Job opening. Unabundance. Oh, solid. Blow it. All right, here we go. Beep. There you are. There's Great Sage Sun. How's it?
The world has been on my mind. It's weight on my shoulders, demanding my time. Something is missing, it's hard to stay sane. Why do the answers seem lost and arcane? May war stop once and for all, and cast off the violence that has us
Ooh, the harmonics with that cello.
May healing not just be for the few. May peace be found for me and you. I speak of a message said thousands of times, yet we smile when it's mentioned and roll our eyes. It may be naive, but I must believe inside every human there's kindness still. Hope is a fire that burns in us all. If only an ember awaiting your call to rise up in triumph, should we all unite. The spark for change is yours to ignite.
Leaning into it a little more with the arrangements. Here we go. Nice. That was really pretty. That was a twist I wasn't ready for in that melody and that part of the arrangement.
I believe this message is worth our time. There are people who've suffered yet conquered the climb.
Her voice is beautiful. The airiness. Extremely powerful track. It's beautiful. And the lyrics especially.
Compassion turn foe into friend. May self-awareness help us transcend. May forgiveness be given despite
Nice little bit of that spiccato string arrangement that's happening there. Like a little ostinato. Punchy but low. This kind of reminds me, believe it or not, it's got a little bit of that Nothing Else Matters vibe of Metallica, doesn't it? I mean, obviously different in the genre, but the vibe. I love that section right there. The addition of that going to that major right there was just beautiful. It's like a slight tinge of hope.
The state of the world has been on my mind, demanding my conscience and all of my time. Was there ever an age where it all made sense? Or am I reminiscing about lost innocence?
Beautiful track. Absolutely beautiful track. Yeah, there's a little bit of the Hilung and the Aurora vibe in there, kind of adjacent. The song was beautiful. The chord changes for some reason, or even the flow of it. The Nothing Else Matter track from Metallica to me was probably one of the only tracks, truly, forgive me, don't hate me for it, that I really that was the over-the-top track from them in my memory of what is Metallica. That will always be an incredibly powerful track that they did. So to align it with this, to me, that's a great thing because it had that same kind of impact as I'm listening to it. Obviously, though, without the percussive environment, except for a little bit of the spiccato strings. Staccato was a little more bouncy. That did give us a little bit of a charge when there was a little bit of a call to action of some movement going on there. Lyrics were phenomenal. Of course, the messaging is time and time again through the history of man. Nobody wants the agitation and the anxiety that conflict brings on of any sorts between countries and stuff. So, this is just a repetitive remessaging of the cycle we go through in our species, and it's wonderful that we have the opportunity to experience it, celebrate it, or embrace it through music. And this is one of those tracks. That was a great track. Phenomenal. You know what I mean? That to me was very well done, and I really enjoyed sitting there and sitting here and experiencing it. So, and to me, that's what this was. This was a moment of experiencing a piece of work that kind of resonated and like I said, hit me in different ways. Funny enough to even hit me in a way where it's like, how could I even in the same breath say, ooh, Kalandra, ooh, Metallica, but you guys kind of pulled in on that with me as well. Anyhow, let's continue on. Let me just refresh my data. Senor Rui, how are you? Are you in the house, Senor Rui? Is you in the house? Let me see what we got here. We are doing a track here. Hey, Senor Rui, how are you, man? How was your week? This is a band called Nothing But Thieves. The song is Can You Afford to Be an Individual? That's a very philosophical name of a track there. Let me see. Pretty era-appropriate song for the times. Wow. One after another here. Well done. Released in 2020, we've come full circle. There's a layered meaning to the song and its lyrics, and you'll hear it and increasingly anger until the full-blown outburst at the end and punched by the heavy sigh. You've set the premise. It expresses frustration in the current state of society, where people are increasingly divided and unable to have open and honest discussions, attacking both left and right. It touches on the ideas that people are often afraid to be themselves in fear of being judged or ostracized. So true. The other meaning is the band's own struggle with fame and identity, especially the lead singer who has been open about his struggle with depression and suicide. Well, this is what we're doing, guys. This is where we are, and this is the beauty of music, because it gets to be represented in this art form. And so let's go. All right. Another great thing about this track, those are those three notes. I told you they could pull hell of emotion. Ooh. Well done with the affecting. I love that 1/5 slide. Yeah. Great blend between the guitars and that synth.
So how's it being a prisoner of your own illusion, upon a pedestal reveling in your own confusion? I see you hide behind your altar or your constitution, but you can't live forever in your own echo chamber. And you're so scared of the people up in your fairyland. But how can you hate something you don't even understand? Oh, you're a walking contradiction in a mega hat. It's where I wanna be. Clockwork's the land of the free. So who are you to tell us where we do and don't belong? And who are you to tell us who to love and who to not? Because your mother told you you would win when you were young. Oh, it's a boy's wonderland, we know it now. But now the livers I live with the just as venomous. And you can have an opinion unless you're one of us. Your second chances, you're branded, you're kind of dangerous. We're bringing each other down, we're tearing each other down. So have I gotta count myself to be original?
Wow, what a brilliant production push.
Can you afford to be an individual? Can you afford to be an individual?
You're right about pumping that heavy energy. Yeah, super heavy energy on that. I was like in the last half, I really wanted to focus on the lyrics and stuff like that. And you're right, man. It's what's wonderful about it is that using music for a place of representing your own words. Music escorts lyrics has a very unique effect on our ability. How do I say this? The cross representation of lyrical representation with music and an innovative effect. Oh, I don't know what the I'm saying. All I'm saying is it's a very powerful method to message and sub-message and then make you think about the messaging. I guess that's the best way I could say it. The last half of the lyrics were really powerful and stuff like that. I loved what they did with the vocal and the engineering to cause the stress in the voice that we were listening to, as well as getting that messaging through. You know, so the track was really super punchy. Once again, using that formula, da 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 da. Except they had one more in there, da da da. Da 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 no da 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 something like that. I think that's what it was. But it's that insidious little load of tracks there, of notes that can really, you know. And the fact of the matter is, there was a couple times where they did play on our heads. And there was an essence of like some sprinkling of sugar and hope in it when somewhere in there he goes into the major third, resolves it that way instead of staying in the negative on the dynamic on the way the track was. Stand by for a second, guys. Answering a text here that I must. Okay. Hang on for a second. Let me know. Okay. Sorry about that. Alrighty, next up. It's in my head. It's in my head, man. Next up, we have Hinderblur. Hinderblur, how are you, sir? We are going to be doing, it looks like we're going to be doing Ichiko Aoba? Aoba? Ichiko Aoba? Let's see what we got here. Have we heard of this before, Hinderblur? Have we had this in the house? So Ichiko Aoba, Clockwork Universe. This is, let me see. Bye, Roadkill. Take care. Sleep well. This one is something much more peaceful from me for a change. This is a well-known Japanese contemporary folk artist who I'll actually be seeing live in April. Good on you. The lyrics are Japanese, so I'll give a brief synopsis based on his interpretation. The lyrics are poetic and translations vary, but the song is about an outcast nameless clocksmith who is obsessed with creating an elaborate clockwork model of the universe. It's generally about him dedicating his life to making it, sacrificing everything for it, and eventually rusting away with his creation. Oh, that's very poignant. This has been a very thinky, streamy stream, as it seems. Here we go.
あるところに決して太陽の昇らない町がありました。浮かんでいるのはグレープフルーツぐらいの大きさと明るさのまがいものの天体が一つ。
Nothing like a nylon acoustic sound. Odd camera angle.
ずっと忘れないでずっと忘れないよ
Wow.
不揃いの冷たい石を並べただけのこの街で
Somebody kill that cameraman or something. What a choice.
うっすら僕を照らしてる照らして
so
でもな
fluid.
いことで有名な何にもできないこの僕は街の誰からも蔑まれ一人ぼっちで暮らしていた暮らしていた朝の光を忘れてしまった人々にしてみれば空を見上げてばかりいる僕はまがいものさ僕は愚か者さ僕は笑い者さ僕はのけ者さ暗闇の時が多すぎて時は暗闇でありすぎて人々はやがて夜明けが来ることも忘れ
What a beautiful switch up in the style.
夢を語り合わなくなった
Both musically
よ
and
だけ
technique
れど
wise.
もそう君だけは街中でたった一人きり決して光を忘れない僕に笑顔を見せてくれる
There's definitely a flamenco influence in it, without a doubt. Go minor. Major, nice. She has amazingly smooth left-hand work going there. We're not hearing any fret noise, no string buzzing. I love this.
愛しの君よ可愛い笑顔の君よ僕の心の闇を照らし温めてくれたそばにいてくれるならぎゅっと抱き合えるなら他に何もいらない愛しい君よ愛しい君よ
Oh, that was very cool.
愛しい君よ愛しい君愛しい
What a beautiful tone that came out of her voice right there.
君にいいもの見せてあげよう何にもできないこの僕が全てをかけてこしらえた機械仕掛けの宇宙誰にも内緒だよ誰にも内緒だよそれはMelikulius, Fenicius, Malus, Jupiterus, Tulus, Uranus, Neptunus. Melikulius, Fenicius, Malus, Jupiterus, Saturnus, Uranus, Neptunus. この暗い部屋の薄闇の中にほらひっそり隠れてる Melikulius, Fenicius, Malus,
Her guitar work is so fluid, So beautiful. It almost sounded like they just kind of moved up a little bit of a reverb on this.
丈夫な鉄骨と精巧な歯車と星を模したオブジェと誰にも内緒
It's
だ
French,
よ
yeah?
二
No?
人だけの秘密だよ
No, it's not. Sorry.
機械仕掛けの宇宙は回り続けるゆっくり静かにこんな日がいつまでも続けばいいって思ってた
I like how they play with the reverb in certain sections. They give it a little more depth. But apparently this is a life story, a song of a life story, so there's some unique movements.
「君がいなくなって僕は抜け殻になって泣いてばかりいたよ」「宇宙は錆びついて星たちも夢をなくしてうつむいてばかりさ」「メリクリウスフェネスアスマルジュフィテルサテルスラヌスネプトゥヌス」Venus Mars Jupiter Saturn Uranus Neptunus.
Now we're getting into a little bit more of a
Hercules, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn,
flamenco-esque.
Hercules, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptunus. 機械仕掛けの宇宙は回り続ける
Phew, so beautiful.
回り続ける回り続けるゆっくり静かにこんな日がいつまでも続けばいいって思ってた機械仕掛けの宇宙ずっと忘れないでずっと忘れないよ不揃いの冷たい石を並べただけのこの街でぼんやりとした太陽はうっすら僕を照らしてる
How freaking amazing was that, everybody? No matter what it is that your style of music that you listen to and your favorite genres and stuff are, the one thing that was totally evident was this incredibly phenomenally performed song, both in performance of guitar, switching up styles, delivering, even though we don't know what she was saying. I don't, though I did have a heads up that this is a story about a clocksmith and having a passion and love and dying on that hill, if you would, and rusting away. It was an incredible kind of a, I forgot what the word that you use it. I used to do it when I was a kid and I played acoustic guitar. When you do a performance, it's a particular name of that performance, you call it. Anyhow, it was an incredible performance. The intimacy of it, and I did love a little bit of the moving around of the reverb when certain parts of the song required it. But it was something else that I'm listening to her voice through this whole thing. And I don't know if it's me and if I'm realizing it, but no, I'm thinking of something else, Patty. I know it's giving me a hard time. Recital. It had a recital vibe. That's what I was talking about. It had much a recital, because it was that kind of maybe level up from a performance when you're doing a recital because it's very stoic or very poetic or very powerful. One of the things that I started thinking about as I'm really getting involved in listening to her voice, is it me or is not the style of what it is and how they sing? There's really not a lot of vibrato in a lot of that I'm calling into. They have such an incredible power of their breathing with their vocals that their breathiness to power without the use of vibrato is astounding. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm not much of a singer. I can sing. I have sing. You guys have heard me sing blah, blah, blah. But that intensity in performance, not having the vibrato, but the breathiness of going louder and then with power and then retracting back into it. It was such beauty and such finesse, and airiness that comes into it. That's just, their mass, the singing style. I don't know if it's a singing style or how the teachers there teach to be a little more prophetic with the power of breath than it is the power of using vibrato in a particular style of music. I have heard, Asian operatic performers have operatic power along with their vibratos, but that it was an absolutely joy to listen to that. And 12 minutes went by like that. Pop, it's just, it was mind-numbing.